Welcome to VLE Project Podcast on setting up a Turnitin assignment in Blackboard Learn. This podcast will cover the following: logging into Blackboard and accessing your module, setting up a Turnitin assignment, the student view, and editing your Turnitin assignment. First, log into Blackboard Learn using your college username and password. Then browse to the module where you wish to set up your Turnitin assignment. In order to set up your Turnitin assignment, you will have to access the Content area. Once you've done that, go to the Assessments drop-down menu, enter the assignment name and any details or descriptions that are relevant to the students. The submission method is either by file upload or text submission. If using text submission, the student has to copy and paste the contents of their assignment into a text field. File upload would be the normal method that most people would use. The overall grade for the assignment should be entered. So if it is marked out of 100, then 100 should be entered here. Then the number of parts. In this particular example, there are two parts to this assignment. The first part being an essay and the second part an Excel spreadsheet. The start date of the assignment is then entered. This assignment will start on the 2nd of May. And the students will have 1 month in which to submit. Results will be given out a month later. This is the post date. The next section deals with exclusions. Which parameters are set here are the instructor's decision. For example, exclude by word count. If I enter 5 here, matches of 5 words or more will be excluded. Exclude biographical material. If I choose yes here, then biographical material will be excluded from the originality report. And again, the same with quoted material. The next section deals with some account-specific parameters and will anonymise student identity information, but please note grades will not be visible in the Grade Centre until after the assignment has ended. When anonymous marking is enabled, the student's name will be anonymised until the post date of the assignment or when an instructor chooses to reveal the author's identity. If anonymous marking is enabled, it cannot be disabled. Use grade mark should be enabled if student results are to be displayed in the Grade Centre. For the repository, there are 3 options. No repository means submissions will not be stored in the Turnitin database. This will mean that you are unable to check for collusion. This is typically used for draft submission points. Standard repository. Submissions will be stored in the Turnitin database. This will mean you're able to check for collusion between students. And institutional repository. Submissions will be stored in an institutional repository, and this will mean you will be able to check for collusion between students, but other institutions will not be able to check their submissions against your student papers. The standard repository is the default. The other 3 options, check stored student papers, check internet and check journal publications, should all be left at the default setting of yes. The next section deals with grades and when grades will be revealed to the students. If yes is chosen, then grades will be revealed to the student at the post date. If no is chosen, grades will be revealed to the students once you've graded the assignment and released the grades. The Ignore Turnitin function allows instructors to decide if the grades should flow into the Blackboard Grade Centre. If no is chosen, grades will be transferred into the Grade Centre. If yes is chosen, they will not. The next section deals with some assignment parameters. report generation speed has three options. Immediately, first report is final. With this option, even if the student resubmits an assignment before the due date, the first report generated is still used. The next one is immediately. Reports can be overwritten until due date. With this option, even if a student resubmits an assignment before the due date, the last report generated is used. And then on due date. With this option, the originality report will be generated on the due date, so a student can resubmit until the due date. The next option is the grading schema. This should match the intended output in the grade centre. For an example, if an assignment is pass-fail, then either text should be chosen, or P for pass, F for fail. If an assignment is marked as a percentage, then percentage should be chosen. The option for students to view their originality reports is normally enabled. Allow late submissions. If this is enabled, students will be allowed to make submissions past the due date. These will be marked in red, but there will be no automatic penalty imposed. This allows instructors to take any necessary action, for example, imposing a grading penalty. Save instructor defaults. If this is enabled, then the defaults that you've selected while you were setting up this assignment may be used again, and you don't have to set up all the parameters from scratch. Once you are finished, click Create Assignment. Once the assignment has been created, you can view some of the parameters in the Submissions inbox. For example, the start date, due date, and post date. If you click on the description, it will expand out the item description. As this assignment is in two parts, the second part is also listed, and it has the same start date, due date, and post date. If you wish to have a separate start date, due date, and post date for the second part of the assignment, it could be edited using the little pencil tool. Thank you for listening to a VLE project podcast. For further information, including training material, please check out the VLE project website www.tcd.ie/local/VLE project. Further podcasts will be available soon in this series.